Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video on our channel Collect 4. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed up until now. We're growing this channel bit by bit by bit. It takes a while to get a channel going. So I've got my main channel. I've worked very hard on that for the last couple of years, and we're doing the same here. If you do enjoy the videos, please do click that subscribe button. Over half of you that watch them aren't subscribed, so it makes a massive difference if you can subscribe. Click that like button and comment. It helps the videos to get pushed to more people via the YouTube algorithm. For this video, we are going to go over and show you guys some of the carboot sales we picked up recently. And we're going to show you what they sold for, what we bought them for, what they sold for. There'll be the clips, me talking over the clips of when we picked them up. If you want to watch the videos for these, all these pickups, they're all different videos that we've released recently. And there's always carboot videos on the channel, reselling videos showing you guys what to do. But we want to show you the effect of selling stuff as well. So it's not just a case of saying, oh, we will sell this for. You'll see what we've sold these for. These are all our own sold listings, all the things that we've done on eBay, depop, vinted, whatever it is. Mainly the electronics, we'll do a couple of the clothes at the end as well. This is just some of what we've sold, not all of it. There's a load more than this that we've sold. But we'll go into it now. We'll get started. I'll be right back. Alright, so the first item we're going to talk about is a Yamaha keyboard that we picked up. It was a Yamaha keyboard, it was an MP12. Picked this up a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. We were at one of our local car boot sales. It's an indoor sort of car park car boot, so it's covered. The woman was very firm. She was not having any of it when it came to haggling. She wanted £20 for it, and in the end, we looked it up. We were happy to pay £20 because we'd seen them sell for a lot more online. And we went and sold that for £89.99. So a massive profit on that, 4 times our money after fees, is an insane result from that. Really, really happy with that. Keyboards do really well. We only really go for keyboards if they're smaller or if they're already boxed because they can be a pain to package up. But this one was a no-brainer. It was a relatively recent one. It was barely used, in great condition, and the person's already left us feedback, saying they're really happy with it, which is an absolute dub. We're very, very happy with that as a pickup. We'll be right back with the next one. Alright, so something that I love selling and something that's very easy to sell are things like DVD recorders, VHS recorders. People use them all the time, and we always pick them up whenever we go to our supplier, whenever we go to car boot sales, especially if they've got remotes. Does really, really well. This one specifically is the Panasonic DMR EX773. Probably doesn't mean anything to any of you guys, but whenever you see a DVD recorder or a VHS recorder, if it's got a HDMI slot in the black background, if it's got a remote, it's always usually a pickup. We paid £8 for this whole setup, had everything with it, I think even including a HDMI cable, although we have hundreds of them. Had a HDMI cable, and we sold it for £37.99. So again, after fees, we're looking at maybe 4 times in our money, just short of maybe 4 times in our money on that. So really, really simple, really, really easy. And there was another one on the same day that we picked up. It was a different item this time though, and it was a CD player. This was a Technics PJ44, yeah, Technics PJ44 that we picked up on the same day from a different seller. And we paid £8 for that item as well, and we sold that for $39.99 after fees. Really nice setup, and something that you should always look out for as a brand. Whenever you're buying CD players, Technics is a very, very good brand. It's so saleable, so easy to move on. It didn't take long at all after listing that for it to be sold. We do tend to list our stuff slightly lower than other people do because we prefer to flip our stock on quicker. It gives you more cash in the bank to keep flipping and keep buying. The way that we see it is we could hold out for another week to sell something for a few more quid, or we can get that item sold and then take that and turn it into 3 or 4 more items that we can sell. It makes much more sense to us business-wise. So the first few electronics, I'll be back with some more. Alright, so this one was a sensational pickup. I can't remember exactly what you paid for it, but it was a Sony DVD recorder. It's the DC205. Can't remember exactly what you picked it up for, but I think it might have been another £8 jobby from the same guy we picked up basically 5 players from in total, including the Technics one I just spoke about. But really, really good pickup for this one. Again, I don't think it was more than £8. It might have been less than that even. But we sold that for £54.99. Sony stuff does brilliantly, always does really well. The higher the gigabytes for the recorders, the better. This was a 250 gigabyte model, but Sony ones are always the ones that you really want to go for when it comes to the recorders like that. They are the best, most consistent sellers that you can possibly find. The thing that is crucial with the DVD recorders is a remote if you've got them. This one didn't have one, otherwise it would have been worth more. And condition. People don't want to completely like battered up one. It doesn't mean you won't sell it, it just means your profit margins will be hit. This was in very good condition, so we were happy to pick it up flip it on and make a nice profit. Alright, so the next set of items was a random sort of punt that we went for, and it was 3 boxes of Lego. So Lego, anyone knows, it's collectible, it's saleable, people love it. But we paid £10, and the reason we did that was there was 3 sets that were basically sealed and hadn't been used yet at all. We paid £10. One of them alone, the Lego Technic, sold for $12.99. Another one sold for $4.99, and then another one sold for $19.99. So again, on that before fees, we're looking at nearly 4 times in our money. And I always say this: Lego sets, especially if they're sealed, are brilliant. But at car boot sales, what you will see people do is just bring with them a massive box full of Lego, and 9 times out of 10 you can pick that up quite cheaply. Big bulk job lots of Lego. If ever you've got them or you see them and they're cheap enough, pick them up. Because if you go on eBay now and have a look, there are loads of job lots of Lego, and they're bought by parents, they're bought by schools. It's a really easy way to make money. Lego is so sought after. So that was Lego. I'll be right back. Right, another relatively big money buy for us was a PlayStation with a screen. Basically, when PlayStation, GameCubes, all those older consoles are out, you could get attachable screens to them, and they're quite hard to come by now because they've either broken over time, they've been thrown away, they don't have batteries anymore, stuff like that. We picked up a PlayStation 2 with a screen and a controller, 2 controllers, and we brought it home. We paid £30 for it. We took a punt on it just because I'd seen the screen sell for quite a bit, and we knew that if even for parts, we probably would have got that money back basically. But it ended up working. We got it home, tested it. It was working brilliantly, and we sold the 2 together for £79.99. Wanted a bit more for it, but we decided there was enough. Someone made an offer to us, and we decided actually we're gonna we're more than double our money on it. We thought we'd get it flipped on, get it sold, and the guy was going to use it for himself. It was sort of nostalgic for him, so we're a bit of suckers sometimes when it comes to things like that. But it was a really good pickup, and it didn't take long to flip at all. Anytime you look at old consoles, condition's obviously important on them, but just give it a little look and always check the accessories, because people were walking past that not realising actually the value was all in the screen. It wasn't in the PlayStation, it was in the screen itself. And we've had one before of a GameCube screen. We've also had the portable GameCube battery that you used to be able to plug your GameCube into so you could use your GameCube on the move. We've sold that pretty easily as well. So very simplistic stuff to sell. I'll be back with more. Alright, the final electronic, and it's a really important one for us to look at. It was a Cambridge Audio. It was the A1 Mark III. It's an amp basically. And the reason why I want to show this one is we picked this up for £10 at a car boot sale, but we picked it up when it was missing one of the tuner dials on it, so one of the dials was missing. We still sold that for £32.99, and it's something important that sometimes it can be worth, if you pick something up and it's got some damage to it, it can be worth still buying that item, because if you can get the price knocked right down because it's damaged, and it's usually easy enough to do, because normally we pay £20, £25 for those sort of amps and those sort of things. If you can get the price knocked right down, you can still make very good profit. We tripled our money up on that after fees, and it was really good, really simplistic. And the guy's been really happy with it. He messaged us saying he was happy. Hasn't left us feedback yet though, which is not fair. But either way, still really good, really good profit. Don't turn your nose up at stuff that maybe needs a bit of work to it. Still working, but just maybe missing a couple of bits. You can still make money. Going to move on now to just show a few of the closed bits that we sold recently. I probably won't be able to remember exactly what we paid for some things, but I know we've made very good profit from a lot of it. I'll see you soon. Alright, so first things first. We basically went to one of our car boot sales and we saw a pair of football boots. We have a basic rule that if football boots are available and they're £5-6, we tend to always buy them because there's always a need for football boots. But these boots were in really good condition, and when we got them home, we found out they were an elite pair. So for those that don't know, football boots come in different sort of quality, and you've got your sort of bog standard academy ones to eventually get up to your elite, far higher quality ones. Sean, who obviously my brother who does a business with me, he's a semi-pro footballer, he knows all about this. So we picked them up for £5, these Tiempos. I remember paying about £5 for them, and we sold them for £40. Now we could have got more money from them, we could have probably got £50-60, but we're always happy to make very good profit. And again, like I say, we'd rather sell those quicker, because then we can go and buy another 8 pairs of shoes, rather than waiting 2 weeks to get an extra £10. We could rather get that money back in the business again, reflip on and get even more stuff. But it was a really nice buy. And alongside that, there was a Mighty Ducks top that we picked up. I'm trying to find it here. But it was a Mighty Ducks jersey we picked up. It was a random buy. We saw it. I think we paid £6 for it. The guy we bought loads of stuff from decided to let us have it for £6. It was a really cool jersey. Such a random item. And sometimes that's the best thing. if you can find random items that don't really have many other ones out there, you check the price on them and whatnot, you can tend to pick up those sort of items with sort of a decent amount of confidence. We sold it for £25 in the end, from a £6 buy, again, nearly tripling or quadrupling our money before fees is a great markup. If you can do that all the time and quadruple your money, you're easily able to make this a full-time job for yourself. It's as simple as that. The final one that I'll show you, and it's a really simplistic one. It was a Ralph Lauren hodl. We sold it for £15, but we pick up hodls all the time for £2 or £3. Now, this is the important thing that I always say. We utilise the clothes that we buy and sell, and that enables us to buy the big, bulkier items that we buy, which make us bigger profit. Understand that part of this whole reselling thing is getting as much stuff sold as possible. And now you might think it's only £15 compared to some of the more expensive items we've sold so far. However, when we paid £2 or £3 for an item, if you pay £2 for an item and you turn it into 15, you've times your money by 7. Now, if you do that across multiple items in a week, it's really, really easy to accumulate a lot of profit from stuff that doesn't cost so much money at all for you to buy. And it's as simplistic as that. When you go to a car boot sale, think, right, I might want to pick up some bigger items, but let me pick up loads of smaller ticket items. Yes, it takes a bit of time to list them. Yes, it takes a bit of time to get them all sold off, but you will make bigger profit. Little profits like that add up to big profits, even more so over something that maybe you pay £10 and sell for £30. You times your money by 3 before fees, but you can go and spend £4, for example, and make £30 as well. And it's really simple like that. There's some of our buys we've picked up recently, and all the listings you've just seen are our own sold listings, stuff that we've sold, and the profits we've made from them. We've made a lot recently. It's been very, very good. It's been extremely hectic. But the most important thing about this is what I say to you guys all the time. You can do what we do. Anybody can do what we do. It's a case of going out, trying it, seeing what you can buy, seeing what you can sell. When you start to learn your trade bit by bit by bit, you start to know what brands to look out for. You start to know what items to look out for. We started off, when we started all this stuff back in the day, just doing clothes. We then went into shoes. We then went into some little bits of electronics. Then we went up into furniture, into bigger items of furniture, games, everything. And now we're into sort of our proper, like, higher end electronics that people use for setups in the house and whatnot, cinema systems, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you start getting involved in it. Car boot season starts in about March, but we've got some, if you look around, you'll probably have a few indoor car boot sales at the moment that you can really get involved in. If you're new around here, please do subscribe down below. It makes a massive difference to the channel, like I say. Like the video, comment it, all that awesome stuff. We love you guys. Thank you for everything you do with all the support so far. But for now, we're out. Peace out. Speak to you soon.